Hey Phil, great call with John, right? Today. Yeah. Oh, the video you did, that was great. Hey, he hadn't seen that yet, huh? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, Phil had created a video of someone else, of themselves, finished product, complete turnkey. Whether he signs up with us or not, that guy has a video that he could use to sign people up in his current program.
Have we got Dale on here?
Yeah, Dale's on.
A nice one, mate.
Hi,
Hey,
Steve.
Dale. Hey, great to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right. Anyone else have a question? How are you, Terry?
Dancing in the dark.
You liked that yesterday? You're a Bruce fan?
It was good.
Hey,
Can I share that with someone?
of course.
Great.
Of course. I
That
love
was
I love the idea that somebody the week before said, by the way, can you do music? And that what's put that in my mind. Let's find out if we can.
That's all I've heard of Chris today has been singing, dancing, and a dance to me all day.
It is one of those songs that unfortunately when you hear it once, you're gonna keep in your ear for like a week, right?
Yeah.
that's a good one too, though. Have in your head.
Yeah. Did you want me to put the link in the chat in case you didn't get it from the Academy?
I
Hang on a
think I
second.
already have it in the academy. Let me see.
Okay. So it should be there.
I have them. Steve
Oh,
Bruce
okay.
Springsteen.
Yeah. We can
What made you come up with bus car?
with what?
When you do your search of your favorite websites, when you do a search, you click on like the go button, but you have it labeled as bus car.
Business something? I don't know. I have to
All I see is BUSCAR, so I always thought it was bus car.
Oh, that's Spanish. That needs to be translated. That means looking for
Oh,
in Spanish.
learn
Buscar.
something new
Yeah.
every day. Oh, buscar.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happens when you live in South America for 6 months. You can remember a word or two. Yep.
Very cool.
Hey, Santa, I understand you got your credit today.
Yes, I did. I'm making my second avatar. Thank you so much.
All right, good.
Making one for Wendy's because they're having troubles. I read on the news, and then I'm making one for a local church in Tulsa.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Hey, Gail, how are you doing today? Can I hear you today, Gail? Say a good here day or a bad here day?
I think you can hear me today. Thank you.
I can. You sound great. Yep. Cheryl, I understand, right? We were able to fix your issue and you can access. You're on mute, Cheryl. Sorry. Oh, Cheryl, you're on mute. It's showing red.
So, Steve, did I get credits?
I didn't see yours go through. I did get an email that Chris's. I'll follow up with yours today too.
Okay, thank you.
Try to
Yes,
get them
I
before the end of
did.
the day today.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate
See?
it.
Oh, are you kidding me? I appreciate it. When I saw that text come through, is she's good now. She's good now. Okay, I wanted to alert the media.
Yeah.
We are all a team effort here, right? Okay.
Yes.
So thank you all for those that were on last night's phone call. Thank you for the support. Like I say, I hope you enjoyed the boss. That perspective. It's great. And again, something for you to know about how you can use music. The fact that even in the video that you can actually type instructions for him to sing a cappella, right? That he did that's our technology platform that's able to do that. So that was great experience today. Okay. Anyone have anything they particularly want me to go through today at the Wednesday midpoint?
Oh.
Sure. Go ahead, Nick. We'll start with you today.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
they were talking last night about the how you can be marketing this by putting to showcasing your normal video. I guess it's the one that's yellow and it talks about the product, and then put your avatar right behind it, and with notations to contact you if they want more information. Is that correct?
Are you asking about how to promote pitch as a business? Is that
Yes.
what you're
Yes.
saying? Yeah. Yeah. So there's a couple of ways to do that, right? I mean, what I say to people, depending on where you're at and when you're at, right? So let's say you join Pitch today. And I used to say this when I was the CEO of nutritional companies. Good example are skincare companies. Let's say, for instance, you lose 25 pounds on a product.
Mhm.
And somebody says to you, oh my God, right? You look fantastic. What, how did you do that? You say, I'm taking this product. Now they start to ask you all these questions, right? About the science and is it safe? And we would teach people to say, I don't know about that. All I know is I lost 27 pounds, 5 inches in my waist, and I feel great. And, and I recommend that, maybe we can you can look at the website, and there's science questions, or I could put you in charge of somebody. But the last thing, I'm not an expert, I'm not a nutritionist. The guy taking the product who's getting great results, and the same thing can happen to you. So let's say Nick is a great example. Let's say you've been in Pitch a while, and you say, all I know is I joined this company and they have the coolest technology. I don't even know how to use it myself yet. I'm still learning, right?
Mhm.
But I want to send you an example, right, of a video that's less than a minute. I know you've got less than a minute to give me in time. That doesn't only explain what it does, but actually you can experience it,
Mhm.
right? And that's when I would send this 1-minute video, right? Which is only, the 47-second one, which is this one, because it's not about them listening to this and saying, I want to sign up. It's about giving their opinion about what they just saw because they've never seen it before, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's what I meant is you don't have to be
Interested
an
in
expert
turning
pitch.
every webinar, text, email, or live stream into an interactive moment? Then listen to this. Every day, 550 million people watch a live webinar. 185 billion texts are sent. 100 billion emails are read, and 1.5 billion people watch a live stream weekly. With Pitch's platform, we make every one of those points of contact an interactive experience. Guests can shop, enroll, sign contracts, book appointments, or hear you in any language. We don't want to change what you do, but we do want to change your results. Learn more? Watch a detailed demo or book a live session to understand why Pitch, why now, and what it can do for you. Interested?
Right. Now, remember, when somebody gets that in a text or an email, it's very impressive, right? Because they get a thumbnail, right? They open it up. So they're seeing something they've never seen before, right? So Nick, now they're going to come at you with questions. They're going to go, hey, that's very, very cool. But can you explain this? Can you explain that? I don't understand. I thought you were a Zoom platform. And you said you needed a text. And how did you get the email? And you go, oh, you know what? I can actually get you on the phone and get a live demo, 10 minutes.
Yep.
And the guy will explain everything to you because there's actually a lot more. Because you can actually do that in international languages. You can do that in real time. You see what I mean? It's kind of like you don't have to know any of the answers. What we've learned in marketing is can you keep raising the curiosity?
Right.
Make him more curious. And you don't make him more curious by answering his questions. You say to him, there's questions that you're going to be shocked that you're not even thinking of.
Yeah.
That this platform can do. So here's what happens. So let's say you do that for a week. You do that for 2 weeks, right? You're learning the platform.
Yep.
You're doing now you're as good as Santa. You made a couple of avatars, right?
Yeah.
You're getting confident. You were doing that just in showing family and friends, right? But now you're ready to go out there in the real world with your own avatar.
Right.
So you replace me in the avatar. You don't send me anymore. You send you. And instead of sending my Calendly, you can send your own because you just want to talk to somebody. You don't have to go do a demo, right? So you see what I mean? You can incrementally, as you get more comfortable with using the platform, use the platform in a way that's most comfortable to you. So eventually, you'll be Phil. You'll be Santa. Like, Phil, let me see if I have where did you send that video today? right? You have that. Is it in the chat? Oh, sorry, it's not. But I'm just saying, like,
What happened to him?
it's a sideline business. That's nothing to do with the gospel. Pay the
Right.
bills, as we all do.
Mhm.
And Phil made this video. Phil got his voice, off of a YouTube speech that he made, got a picture, got his website, and literally gifted him a complete turnkey interactive video that guy doesn't have to join our company and could actually use tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to get, Nick. I'm
Okay.
saying in that prospect. It's phenomenal to see the personal growth and the technical level of comfort, over that period of time. So it was great.
Yeah, I was more
Hey.
curious about, I have like thousands of people that I've talked to and I've got them in databases, and rather than me go back and talk to all of them all the time, just send them all videos. And then
Send him that 47-second video, but send it with a header explaining, right? If somebody gets something unexpected, send it with a text in front of the video. Send them something of an expectation.
Okay.
Like somebody will say to me, I invited 500 people to the Tuesday night webinar. No one showed up. Well, yeah, they weren't expecting to get that text. Did you talk to them? Did you explain to them why you're inviting to this link? And you're going, I don't understand why they weren't so, thank you so much. I'm thrilled you sent me this invite.
Yeah.
It's like Gary's on the call today, right? Gary probably puts at least 2 people a day on my VIP calendar, right? But when they come, they know why they're there, right?
Yeah.
Some of them have experienced the platform. Some of them can't wait to experience the platform because they only had time for a conversation, right? So I'm in the business of validating what Gary has told them.
Mhm.
I'm not starting the conversation from ground zero where they go, I don't know, he just told me this was going to be really cool and I have to see it. But I'm hesitant because every time somebody says that to me, it never is. So go ahead, do your demo, right?
Okay.
Some
All right.
people set them up that way, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying to you, it's kind of like digging a hole.
Mhm.
If you really put the effort in and dig it and shovel it, it's going to be a deep hole. If you
Yeah.
put the effort, right, into setting someone up before you put them on a live demo, I guarantee you it's going to be worth the effort that you put on the front end is going to mirror on the back end. And I think what we've done a good job of as a company is if the pitch was, so to speak, you join the company, but take 2 weeks to learn how you do your AI avatar videos and then send out your first video in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks, you're probably going to go, oh, this is too hard. I'm not doing this anymore. Right. So that's what I meant is I don't want people to get out of their comfort zone. I want them to enjoy the comfort zone they're in, live in that world, and find out that comfort zone is a lot bigger than they expected it to be. Right. It's like, right. Like John, who we were on a call earlier today, right? John's on a mission in life. He doesn't need a new mission. He's pretty happy with the mission that he has. And so he's looking at our software through a filter of how do I accelerate the mission I'm on? And if I pick up a lot of other benefits, unintended consequences, whether that be helping other people in other businesses I didn't expect, earning income from people who are so gratified to do it, it's like no one wants to say no to that, but he's not shifting his core mission in life, which is to coach people on how to live longer and have a better life. I mean, John, sorry, how old are you? Tell people how old you are. Oh, sorry, you're on mute. Okay. Oh, I still can't hear you today. Sorry, your audio is not hooked up. But I'm just saying, he's not 103, but he's a lot older than you think he is. I'm saying, and it's not by accident and genes only, right? It's by education and a healthy lifestyle, and just like today, making decisions in life. And you don't realize how many decisions you can make that actually affects your life and the people that you care about. And that's the business that he's in. So that's why I'm excited to work with John. Dan, I'm sorry, you raised your hand. You have a question?
Hang on a second. Yeah, it's the one I did for the church today was really interesting. And if you go to church, if they have a website, just make an avatar for their website. And if you want to know how I did it, it's all in my AI stuff. You know, I copied the pastor's picture, I copied his voice, and AI wrote the script. And then I just put in the different links. And why I think church, you know, the churches are one of the best prospects because of the different languages. And if you can actually do the different organizations, that's just a no-brainer. As I told Steve a while back, I think this is the Tower of Babel that he's invented.
So I'm going to do a couple of things today. Feel free guys to interrupt me. But I just do want to make sure while we're talking about these things, so those that haven't been here before get to see a little bit so we can connect the dots. And then I'll give a really quick overview as if you were never here before. If you're worrying like, did I walk into a party that I'm 2 hours late for? If everyone seems to know what you're talking about except me, I want to address you for that. So when we're talking about creating an AI avatar, there's a lot of great avatar companies out there. Synthesia, Agent, I'm happy to recommend them all. If I send you there, you're going to pay about $100 a month at hello, plus creating a whole lot more videos. And it'll take you probably a good 60 days before you're comfortable to create one because they are sophisticated and more marketing agencies that use them than the everyday person. But the good news is if you already have an account there and you can create videos there, you don't need to use ours. You can actually create them outside of our platform and then use them in our platform as if you made them here. What we did as a philosophy is I said, what's something that I think every single person can do? Not things that they want to do, things they can do, right? And I looked at and I studied really hard the AI avatar business models. And I said, what I know everyone can do, what I know that I could teach everyone at some point, no matter how painful it may be for some people, I know I could teach them this. I know I could teach them to upload a photo from their computer. I know I could teach them to find the photo button, right? And pick a photo and then upload it, right, to their computer. And once you do that, the good news is it stays here so you don't have to do it twice, right? And once you pick a photo, you are 90% there, right, of creating your own avatar video. That's the most important thing you have to do is pick up the best photo, right? Second thing you have to do, and Santa talked about it, is you can use AI outside of our system if that's what you want to do to write a script. Or what I always say to people, write your own script. Because we're not writing a novel. It's not a book. It's not a 60-minute episode, right, of Law and Order. It's anywhere between 30 seconds and a maximum of 5 minutes. Write smaller because you can write better and more effectively. People, the truth is, they don't really want to watch you for 5 minutes. They'd really rather watch you for a minute. Why write a 4-minute script? They're not going to remember everything you say anyway. Write your best script and then use AI to make it better, right? So write your best script. And I'm making believe that's the script I'm writing, right? And people will love this, right? Now, people go when they watch our videos, the lip syncing is always fantastic, right, that we do. And they always go, but I don't understand. It does the right facial recognition, right? It'll move its arm according to the script. That's what we add to do that. That's our AI Enhance. You hit AI Enhance, and it will literally put in parentheses based on what you wrote from your heart, what the picture should reflect. So right now it said excited, it said laugh, but maybe AI got it wrong. Maybe they didn't read my script wrong. They didn't read the intention. So I'm still going to be engaged. I'm still going to care about this finished product, and I'm going to change it. I don't want it excited. I want her to say confident. And then I'm hit the AI Enhance, and they'll add confident instead of excited. So this is where I get to really participate in creating that script. So now I can teach you how to upload a photo, right? I can teach you how to write a script or how to use ChatGPT to do it with you. And now you want to, let's say, we'll make it simple for now. You're not trying to do Bruce Springsteen. You're just trying to do your voice. How do you get your voice? You select voice. You can see once I've created my voice, it becomes in my library, so I never have to create it again. I'm not reading a script every single time to make that video, I recorded my voice, and it's going to use my voice now every time. If I don't want to use my voice because I'm creating a character, my virtual assistant, my secretary, my vice president of sales, right? I use a picture. Let's say I want that. Her name is Taylor. I'm going to make her my vice president of sales, but now I want to use a voice. We have a library of voices for you to choose from. And they're even in foreign accents if you want it to be. But if I want me, right, I hit clones, right? And just like Dolly the sheep, we're going to make an identical voice to you, okay? And all you do to make that happen is hit record voice. And then if you can, you don't have to read a special script and say certain words. Just talk the way you want to talk, that photograph to talk for between 10 and 30 seconds. That's it. Make sure you title it or it won't allow you to save it. If there's background noise, because you're in a coffee shop like I always am, you want it to background noise. But if there's music in the background, don't hit this because you want that music to play in the background. I learned that last night on the hard way. And then you have a voice. So you'll use that voice now every time in the future that you like, as opposed to re-recording it every time, right? Now, let's say, for instance, you're someone like John Jew who has a lot of podcasts, right? And maybe there's a great podcast, right? But now how do I use a podcast in this format, right? So now he can have that voice from the podcast or that clip from the podcast. Can't have multiple people speaking at once, right? His software is not that good, but he takes that clip from that podcast and he can upload the audio from the podcast. And now this picture will say what he said in the podcast and still. So again, this is what I meant about having a lot of options depending on how you want to do it. So whether it's a script, your voice, audio clip before, picture, and then later on, you're going to want to add the URLs. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You're going to put your website, you're going to put your calendar, and then after you click here to generate it, you can decide when you're watching it, what exact time do I want the website to appear? At the 5-second mark, at the 10-second mark, at the minute? When do I want my calendar to appear? When do I want my feature page to appear? Literally, like magic, you're turning the pages of the website. I just think you're getting a text for the first time and you're watching this video and all of a sudden a website appears by the person talking. And when it talks about a special price or a special program or enroll, it's actually telling me I'm bringing up the enrollment page now. You can actually sign right now. If you don't have time now, you don't have to keep listening to me again, but you can actually go anywhere else you want on the website if there's other products that you're interested in. You can actually be talking to the person even though you're not there. That's how powerful this is. Then as soon as you make them, they'll be down here. And then as soon as you make a bunch, they'll be in your library. And then you could go in later on and change it. So if I want to watch it, if I want to download it, I want to share it, I want to edit it, I want to delete it, and editing is here. So I'm going to change the title. It says some weird thing like talking photo. I don't want that. I'm going to go into, the best video ever. Say whatever I want, right? I'm going to write a description that they're going to see. Please watch this, John, right? And then this is where I'm going to put in my website. So notice here I didn't have one. If I add them, mypitch.com, I could add an unlimited number of websites. I could delete them, whatever I want to do, and exactly the time. I would choose the time and the second. Here's where I want to put a thumbnail, because I want them. I don't want them just to look at an ugly text link. So I'm going to pick a thumbnail, and I'm going to pick that from my photos, because I'm most likely to be a photo of me. Like I'm going to have a photo if I did Bruce last night. If I send a thumbnail of Bruce, I'm probably going to open it, right? And then I can literally write the words I want them to see in the thumbnail, okay? This is Bruce, right? With a special message.
Wow. All I can say is I'm so excited. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 10.
I love it. But and notice, see, when I'm typing the word here, you can see it typing. It's going to appear in the thumbnail, right? You're going to love it. And you can change this every time you send it. Or you can send it in bulk. Because let's say you use a CRM, you use Salesforce.com, you use Go High Level. All you need is the link from here, put it into your Go High Level, and send it out. Now, the good news is we're going to have our own CRM really soon.
What is that? What is Go High Level? I've heard of it.
it's just a CRM that a lot of people use.
Oh,
You know, they send out
okay.
text, they send out email.
Okay. Okay. So
But I'm saying like we're
what
not
do you got to do
married.
with Go High
Yeah,
Level? Like you're talking like you can have your CRM
I'm
with
saying
Go High Level.
I'm saying someone like yourself, right? Let's say who has a big mailing list, and if people
Yeah,
who usually have a big mailing list or a database, they have a
I do.
CRM they're using currently now, right? So I
Yep.
don't want you to
I'm not
have to
using one.
join us. Yeah,
I got
well,
a
I'm just saying it.
50,000 member database. Never used it.
Right.
Never.
Well,
It's
now,
2003.
well, with someone who is as clever and innovative as you are, now you may want to rethink that, right?
Well,
As
I'm
a way to
going
do
to,
that.
obviously, especially with
Yeah,
this.
correct. So now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna show people just quickly in case you're brand new, right? And you know go. Because I've learned a long time ago when you develop software, you know, developers' number one mistake usually is their ego, and they think they're the most creative people in the world, and they create features upon features upon features, and no one can ever use them. Except right. So all you ever hear about is the guy describing it, and God knows if anyone will actually ever sign up and use it, right? So I'm as proud, right, is that we limit ourselves in what we do as opposed to trying to be everything to everyone, right? And to make sure it can do it. So if you log into our back office and you've never seen this before, and you literally want to start an instant meeting, and you don't have time for schedule, you're talking to a guy and say, hey, jump on a webinar with me. Literally,
Yeah.
in this middle box, here's your link.
Only
You
thing.
click the link, you copy
Only,
it, you text it, you email, you start a meeting. If you want to schedule a meeting the way you do in Zoom, using our calendar system, where you date, time, recurring, knock on room, all the features that you would expect in a scheduled meeting are here. But for right now, I want to save a little time and just start an instant meeting. When you start an instant meeting for a short period of time, you're going to see version 1 and version 2. We were very excited about creating version 2, and we didn't want to make people wait for it. So there's some features we haven't finished out on version 2. So that's why you have a choice. For instance, if you want to do breakout rooms, I don't have that in version 2 yet, even though version 2 is the more sophisticated platform. So you would use version 1. So for right now, I always do all my meetings in version 2, but you can check the feature list, right? Then when you sign up today, just like you want to make sure your audio and your camera are not only on, but they're on and connected to the right device. Because if you have 2 devices in your living room, it'll say on, but it might be on your phone. And so you just want to do that. And you can even test the sound to make sure it's connected. And you'll hear it in your AirPods or your headphones from that perspective, right? So once you start a meeting, okay, I have a background in this meeting that I'm using. But right now you have microphones, just the way you do in Zoom. You have the camera, just like you do in Zoom. Here's the instant record button. You can start it recording here as the host, or you can set that up where it automatically records every meeting if you want. We also have the ability to do real-time voice translation. So as opposed to me doing a meeting today for my Chinese friends and my Italian friends and I have to do 3 meetings because it's 3 different countries, I can have them all in the same meeting. I can hit the translate button, and each one in their own country, in their own choice, can choose the language they want to hear me in from a drop-down menu. There's 42 different languages. And when I allow them to speak, when I unmute them, because we do want it to be one at a time, otherwise it's chaos, I will hear them in English because English is my choice. So I can literally in real time, in the moment, have an international meeting like you've never been able to do before, okay? Another thing here is a lot of people traditionally want to share a screen versus have an interactive website experience. So we don't want to take that away. If you do that on Zoom, you do that, but you do that here. You hit screen share, it says screen, right? Here's where you share a tab. Here's where you share a window. Works exactly the same way as it does with any other system. If you especially you want to use this if you're playing an audio or YouTube video, because it'll say here also share this tab with audio. A lot of people go, my guest couldn't hear it. This is why they couldn't hear it, because this wasn't turned on. But
I'm not gonna be here long.
Okay. Hold could you mute yourself? Otherwise I'll go back and mute you.
I'll mute myself. Yeah.
Okay. So on the but now let's go to our magic for a second, right? Here's what I call our flagship. When I do a demo, I say to people, if you're not impressed with this part, you're not impressed with anything else I say after this. So I put all my money on this one, and this is our share website. So right here, if you notice, all my favorite websites are right here. I didn't have to set anything up ahead of time. I didn't have to create widgets. I didn't have to create folders. I literally can type or cut and paste any website in the world. And then I could literally make it my favorite so it's here so I never have to type it in again. In fact, I can search because I can have an unlimited number of websites. A lot of times I use State Farm Insurance. All I do is I put in the word state, and there it is. I see the URL. I could hit a preview to make sure it's laid out right, because a lot of people have terrible websites. So let's just say I want to start it right away. So standard means is that I'm in control, just like a traditional webinar. So I can go anywhere I want on the pages, right? Make my presentation. Everyone thinks their credit card is safe in their pocket. They don't have no idea at some point I'm going to go, by the way, this screen is interactive and you guys can start a quote right now. That's all I did to make it interactive. And now 600 people at the same time, 600 could literally in the privacy of the webinar with no one seeing anybody else's information, no way it gets recorded, credit card, zip code, marital status, all that's private. They can start filling it out. And then let's say halfway through the meeting, I say, look, before you guys go, I know you filled out all that information. I'm going to take control of the screen from a second. I want everyone to hold on a second. When I make it interactive again, all that information will be there. Don't worry. But I just want to make sure that everyone sees the retirement plan. So you see it, that what makes our interactivity experience is the host never loses control. It's never Zoom with a buy button. It's not a widget where all of a sudden it's interactive and the meeting might as well be over because you can never get that control back. So it's toggling back and forth between interactive, standard, or let's just talk. That's really what we do great. And then the second thing to find out is when you hit record, just have to hit record, it's interactive in the recording. You don't do something special. You don't have to start over. You can actually just make exactly the meeting you did interactive. And every website you brought up when you pushed interactive is going to be interactive. So a lot of, like I say, I don't really believe in replays. I think people feel like they missed the main show. They're not excited to see the replay. They weren't invited. So I would make an initial presentation for people who missed it. I would make a 4 or 5 minute version as opposed to making a 40, just watch my 45 minute and you're going to love the minute 25. It's like, no, let me put the effort in and give you a highlight reel because I'm really sorry you couldn't make it. So that's where I'm saying you have this. Now, the last thing that's, again, critical from a user experience. By the way, even though this screen looks smaller here, everyone sees the full view, no matter what. And this is how you toggle back and forth between getting to it. Same thing, you toggle back and forth and those things come up. But what's also really cool about our system is the settings. How many times have you been on a webinar, right? And you love the energy in the beginning like we have today, right? You got people on, and they're talking, they're saying hello to each other. It's a free for all. But let's just say for a minute, hey guys, I just want you to know, I want everyone to be really quiet for a second. You know what? I'm going to turn this into a webinar. Okay. I'm going to eliminate all of you from the screen. It's just going to be me and my presentation and the speakers that I want to do that. I hit webinar. This is live during the meeting. Didn't have to set this up ahead of time. I start webinar mode. If there was a whole bunch of people in here, remember, you don't see anybody because you're not in this meeting, you're in the other one. All I did is I hit activate webinar mode. And now I'm the only one on camera doing this meeting. Now I do my presentation and now I tease, I want my narcissistic moment. I want everyone to tell me how great I am after the meeting. I'm going to turn off webinar mode and everyone comes back. Coolest feature we have, right? Instantaneous meeting to webinar. And all your functionalities work, all your presentations, all those perspectives. The other thing we don't talk about much is that we have a Google Slide Player that kind of works the same way the websites do. So I could bring up a slide presentation through our player, make that interactive, and control the screen. And so let's say, for instance, I'm making this cool PowerPoint presentation. Now I want to bring up my website or I just want to talk. I hit stop sharing, close this out, and I'm back to the way it's before. Website slides, toggle back and forth. So someone like John Jew, who probably has great content, maybe he doesn't have it on the website. And he's going, how do I still leverage this? You upload it into our presentation. Now you can still share it the same way you do in Zoom. Again, anything you can do in Zoom, in most cases, you could do with us I'm not saying we do that better, but you don't have to give up doing it. So if you have a PowerPoint or PDF, you open it up, you share a window instead of a tab, and it'll be there perfectly. Okay? So the other thing that's important when you're doing a meeting is when you have the people section open, all of your guests will be here. And so let's say, for instance, someone is in a car and they don't realize that they're having a conversation with somebody else, or so just for you to get somebody at a red light, you can mute each individual person. You can mute them all, give them permission to unmute themselves, or you can mute them where they don't have permission to unmute themselves. Or if somebody's actually rude, you can kick them out of the meeting so they can't come back. All of those are your controls. The mic and camera controls are right here. The other thing too, in settings that's great is, let's say, for instance, I want everyone to come into the meeting on mute, right? And so they have to unmute themselves so we don't hear that. Participants, mic on join, mic off, everything. Now they can unmute themselves, but I can make these decisions. Let's say I have a big meeting, and I don't want everyone to see all the participants they're in. So when they click on people, I can hide the participant list, right? Let's say I'm doing a meeting and I don't want Santa to raise his hand until I'm done, right? I can lock Santa out of not being able to do that. All in real time, all on the fly. Sometimes when somebody says, I can't hear, I always go, it's much better to log back out, log back in. That seems to solve everything but cancer in this world, right? Turn on, turn off, right? But here you have an audio and you can see all the devices that this computer realizes that I have access to and make sure it's hooked on the right one. Same thing with the camera. As you can see, sometimes I have more options. This video effects is where you can put your background in. You literally can hit a button and apply it. It's that easy. So I want to make sure today, I know not all of you are brand new, and for some of you, you're going, I've seen that show before. And for some of you, they're brand new. So that's where we try to balance between, not doing customer service and solving necessarily a specific issue or a specific problem. If you bring that up, we certainly want to be aware. Give you that confidence, that overall view that we're doing today. Okay. So does anyone have any questions? That's Q&A that I can view or go through?
I have one real quick.
Sure.
How many co-host links can you have?
Unlimited. I always say the most pessimistic person in the world is, remember, we have 600 seats, right? So if you want to make sure you have one guest, you can give out 599 co-host links to see who can invite the one guest that'll show up, right? So I'm saying at the end of the day, it's 600 seats, whether it's a combination of co-hosts or combination of guests. The webinar platform only sees a person and doesn't differentiate that. So at the end of the day, and if you need more than 600, I love you. Okay, I just want you to know that. That means you're doing incredibly well in whatever business that you're doing. Okay, all right. So, anyone else have a question?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was great, Steve. Thanks.
No, thank you guys. You guys are great. And so,
How did?
a couple of things I want to recommend
Sorry.
to you. Right? Oh no, sorry. Somebody has a question. Cut me off. But I was just going to say this as a follow-up. If you do have a particular issue, let's say your camera doesn't work, your mic doesn't work, sometimes it can take 40 minutes, right, to figure out that something, which is why I don't solve it here, right? But please send a text to support@mypitch.com and copy me. You can copy me at steve@mypitch.com, so then it'll flag to me and I can make sure somebody follows up with you, and we can set up a session when we can to try to solve your individual issue. Second thing is, you can feel free to text me because I won't answer the phone, but I will read text a lot quicker. And that's 954-683-7755. And that could be about anything. Whether I answer you back or direct someone to do that, I do read virtually every text. I don't read every email. And as you can tell, I'm too busy to answer the phones, and voicemails get lost. So that for me is the best communication. But don't be surprised if I pick up the phone and reach back out. So again, steve@mypitch.com, 954-683-7755. And again, it's more of me helping you be a traffic cop to get someone to help you. And that could be about business questions, product questions, any of that. Also, remember this Saturday, we're going to have a more of a business training more than a product training in that perspective for the people, not necessarily who want to build pits, but how to use this platform to build their current business as well. I mean, so we'll be focused obviously on pits, if that's who we are, but more like where Nick started our call today. So I don't want someone to come into the call on Saturday and going, hey, I really wanted to learn all about the arbitrage. I mean, I will definitely give an overview and answer anybody's questions. But unlike today, which is really more product focused, I just want to say Saturday will be more business focused in that sense. Okay. All right, guys, you wore me out. I'm done. That's it. I'm going for more caffeine. I got more to do today. All right.
Really fast during all that.
I'm still high from Bruce Springsteen last night, right? I'm still dancing in the dark, right?
Was that Marilyn Monroe? Do
It
you have a
was.
Marilyn? I want that one, please.
Yeah, okay, I'll send that to you. All right, guys, listen, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for a great session, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, I think it's in the afternoon instead of the evening. You'll have to check.
Thursday?
Change in schedule. I think so. I think we're making a change, but I'm not sure. I'm the last guy that knows where I'm showing up and when. I'm the last person to suggest it.
Oh, so
we'll check that.
Thursday's at 4, not 9?
Could be. I'll confirm that.
Okay.
All right, guys. Speak to you soon. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
All right.